gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Noobs to Pros. In today's episode, we are going to be catching up on what I have been doing in World of Tanks. I think since the last time there has been a lot of updates, so I thought it was about time that I made a new one. It seems very appropriate. As you can see, my service record has changed drastically. I've gone from being a 49% noob to about a 54% amateur, I would say. I've had a lot more battles than I've had last time. And I have, some shiny new toys to play with. Some of them which I'll show you today, and hopefully you'll get to see more of them as the weeks go on. But in any case, let's jump into the garage. And I'm going to go through all of my tanks nation by nation, and you can see all the tanks that I have. So without further ado, let's start with the Americans. So I've gotten myself a shiny new M48 Patton. I absolutely adore this tank. This tank is amazing. I don't know why people hate on the M48 Patton so much. I think it's because it used to be even better than it was right now, and many people remember that Patton and they just think that it's a garbage tank compared to the tank they remember. I have a T71. I've yet to start grinding up the American autoloaders again to get my T57. I'll do it at some point. One of the members gifted me a T14 in my clan, so thank you, Draconis, for that. And the other major thing that has happened is that I have joined a clan, which I'll go into in much more detail. But I want to say that at tier 6, I think the Hellcat, the M18 Hellcat, is the most overpowered tank ever. If you see my service record right now, it should show that I'm 59% win rate. Actually, I originally started at 48% at about 100 games, and I have managed to claw it back to about 59%, which should say, a lot about how amazing this tank is. I have 14 regular shells, 15 APCR, because I use this tank primarily in Clan Wars. And that's why I've kept this, that's why you see the loadout, because generally in Clan Wars you're firing a lot more APCR than you are regularly. I have the M5A1 Scout. I'm at some point going to get the Chaffee. So my British, I've actually ground up all the way the British medium line. I have the FP4202 unlocked. I just don't have the credits to buy it. Then next up we have the Centurion Mark I and the Carnarvon, which I also have had. 88, worst tank in the game, by the way, in my opinion. I will go into further detail if I ever decide to do a review about it. The Germans, on the other hand, have been fleshed out a lot more. I got my Leopard prototype. The first tank I'm going to be getting is the Leopard 1. It's an amazing tank from what I've played on the test server, and I can't wait to get it. I got the VK3002M because I wanted a Panther at a lower tier. This fulfills this requirement. And the other tanks that you probably have seen, if you have seen any of my videos. I have a Tiger II now. I have an Ashhorn, and I got myself a Yak Panther 2 as well. And all of these tanks are amazing tanks, in my opinion, that I've owned. So this, in some respect, it should tell you about what I'm grinding up towards. I'm in no hurry to get up to the Yak Tiger line, honestly. It's because I don't have the credits to buy that tank anyways, even if I do unlock it. And I will go into much more detail about that later on. But for now, suffice to say, I have the Yak Tiger 2 unlocked, but I just don't have the credits to buy it. Yak Tiger almost unlocked, but I don't have the credits to buy it. So I've ground up all the way to the French heavy line. I've got my shiny AMX-50B, amazing tank. AMX-5120, amazing tank. I love this tank. I don't think it's overpowered at all. Unlike the T54E1 or the T69, which you have strong opinions about one way versus the other. The penetration on this gun is what amazes me. Is the 250 odd penetration is amazing. Next up we have the Russians. I have the A43. I eventually want to get to the Object 430 in the line. I have my T-54, shiny T-54, amazing tank by the way, in case you're wondering. Amazing tier 9 medium tank, probably the best tier 9 medium in the game. Arguable, I suppose, but it is what it is. I have the KV-13, which I've kept since my grind. I have the KV-1S. I'm gonna start grinding up the KV-4 line at some point, but it's not really a high priority. KV-5, IS-6, SU-152, the derpy guns, SU-100M1, and my shiny new toy SU-12244. Amazing tank if you're thinking of getting yourself a moneymaker, credit earner. It's an amazing tank. I have no idea why more people don't own this tank. It fires faster than an IS at the same tier. Almost the reload time on my tank is closer to about 8 seconds or 7 seconds. I can't remember. With all a lot of things mounted. In the Chinese tech tree, I actually have the T-34-2 unlocked, and I've used it for a fair bit, but I had to sell it just because I needed the creds. I finally got to my 110. If you're trying to grind up the Chinese line, get yourself the heavy line first, and the medium line becomes easier. In the Japanese line, I have the Cheeto, which is the tier 6 Japanese medium tank. It's a very underwhelming tank, and I don't think I'll keep it after the grind is done. It has some good things, but far outweighed by the bad things. So now, onwards to the tanks that I've unlocked but I don't own. First and foremost, I have the T-32 unlocked, I have the T-20 prototype unlocked in the last screen if you could make out. On this, I have the FP4-202 unlocked and the Conqueror unlocked, but I don't have the credits yet to buy any of them. So over to the Germans now. I have the Duck Tank VK45-2 Alpha unlocked. I have the Panther 2 unlocked. I played a couple of games against all that tank to buy one of my tier 10s. I was too lazy to grind the credits. And on the French line, I have actually nothing that I have unlocked but don't own. Onwards to the Russian tech tree. On the Russian tech tree, there's only one tank that I don't own, and it's the IS-3. The IS-3, I'll get it at some point, but I don't want to grind the BL-9 gun, so I don't know. We'll see. And over here, the T-34-2 is unlocked, but I don't own that tank. And the Japanese, the maximum progress I've had is up to the Cheeto, so not a whole lot of things there to kind of like see or do. So back to the garage, and other than that, I think I'm trying to do the mission in which you try to get an IS-6 by completing a specific amount of objectives. I don't know when I'll do it. I'm done with the Americans. I'll probably do the British next and the Germans after that, because those seems to be the easier grinds. The Chinese are the ones that I'm deathly afraid of, because you have to grind through the Type 50 or the 15916, both of which tanks I'm actually not looking forward to. And if you want to compare, service records, you can with me. Here I just went over and showed you the last premium tank that I want is the FCM50T. I eventually would want the Love at some point, but then, I'm not really invested in getting one yet. Hopefully from the gold I win, I'll probably invest that in getting the FCM50T. And hopefully, when the Love, or however you want to call it, goes on sale again, I'll probably get it. Here's some of my service record if you want to compare it to some of your tanks. I've improved quite a fair bit since the last time we talked. A lot of 50s, higher 50s, 60s, very few 40s left. I don't want to go back and change some of the stats on some of my 40s tanks just because I'm too lazy and don't care about stats as much as opposed to some people. Some of the things that I wanted to discuss about is the fact that, I'm sorry I've been away for quite a fair bit. School kind of like takes priority from me, and school has been really hectic. I'm a computer science major, for those of you who do not know, and it's a very grueling major at the undergrad level. And so hopefully I'll try to, get back into gear about making more YouTube videos and contents. But in any case, if you enjoy what you see, the best thing you can do for me is tell your friends, get them onto the channel, get them subscribe to the channel. If there's any suggestions, comments, feedback you have, leave them in the comment section below. There's not that many of you, so I make it a point to read if there's any comments ever posted. If you're just passing by, hopefully you enjoyed what you see. There will be more World of Tanks stuff on this channel. I might branch out and do some other things in the meantime. Some gameplay from Warframe, Hawken, other games that I've had. I haven't had the chance to sort of like post videos online, but any case, hopefully you enjoyed this little update video that I made since the last time we've all met or congregated at the same place and discussed World of Tanks. And if you really enjoy it, please rate the video as well. I do appreciate that a lot, and hopefully see you on the next episode of Noobs to Pros.